Okay, we're back with Lucine, and we're talking about CSAs and sustainable farming and everything that we can do at home to be more sustainable. But I'd like to get back to Lucine for a second and talk about maybe your past life and what inspired you to do what you're doing today. How did you become as crazy as you are?
Craziness is such a gift, really. And so I use it as my fuel for my fire and passion. I grew up in Washington, D.C., in the suburbs just outside, and so I'm a non-native to Berks. But one thing that I learned was to always be able to grow something, whether it was in 5-gallon buckets on fire escapes when I lived in Baltimore City, or tending my grandmother's, little garden. The importance of being able to feed yourself. And it was a hobby, it was just like most people can grow herb containers and things. But it resonated within me. And there's something beautiful about that process of planting the seed, nurturing a living thing, watching it grow, and then being able to consume it. So as I started on my professional journey, I wasn't feeling 100% fulfilled in what I was doing. I loved what I was doing, working with volunteers, fundraising events, but there was something missing. And so I thought, how can I do this? How can I move forward and really find that joie de vivre, and make it so that I can be the leader that I know that I am. My master's degree from Alvernia is in leadership, specifically in community leadership. Mm-hmm. So how can I be the leader that I know? How can I share this vision with my community? Because now I live in Berks County. Berks County is my community, even if I'm not originally from here. So I'm learning to love apple butter, even though I was raised on hummus.
Sure, absolutely.
So through Gayatri Wellness, that was the way to do it. And, sometimes you have these moments in the total storm where you think, this is why I'm doing this. And Mark, I had one of those moments this morning. 7:00 in the morning, I'm in full rain gear, and I'm in my fields at my farm, and it's pouring down rain. And I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I would much rather be in bed, Mm-hmm. And then I just thought about it for a minute, and I was focused on what I was doing. I closed my eyes. I felt the rain falling on me. I just smelled the earth. I could feel the spinach that I was picking. I looked around. I saw the birds. I saw the fields, and I thought, this is why I'm doing this. There's a deeper connection. There's a deeper reason. And that's just from me being in the garden. So what I do not only is the sustainable agriculture component, but I try to take that feeling, that sense of purpose, living the life that you love, and bring it to each and every person that I meet. And so when I teach yoga, because I believe that, yoga is a very important aspect of wellness and self-care, I tell everybody your journey is going to be different, just like snowflakes. Each one of us is unique, and our practice is going to be unique. So yoga is a practice that can create or maintain a balance for you, body, mind, and spirit. But you have to be open to accept and receive that benefit that's going to come to you. And then with the community aspect, stimulating our local economy, looking at the sociological impact of sustainability, how people unite, how they come together. I said this at Earth Day a couple days ago when I was talking there, did a beautiful workshop, and I said, let's talk about community. And this big word of community, there's this one little word that's excellent, unity. And it's about bringing people together. We are all human beings. So if we can acknowledge that, and I can say, Mark, how can I help you today? What are you doing, and how can I support you? And know that you're going to say the same thing to me. Lucine, what can I do, and how can I help you? It's about the journey. And so my story is being able to be in a position of leadership where I can promote wellness and self-care to our community members through different facets, so that we're not only taking care of ourselves, we're taking care of each other, we're taking care of the earth, we're stimulating each other's businesses, our dollars are staying in our community, we're all happy, we're healthy, and what else can you really ask for?
Absolutely. And I don't think you get any closer to nature than you were this morning in the rain and in the dirt and everything else. And I think, as anybody who's grown produce or farmed before, you can really taste the love in the product that comes out of it. So with that, and with the other CSAs that are around, we had talked during the break about what's happening at the hospital, and maybe you can fill us in on that.
Yeah. What's happening here is that in Berks County, there's multiple different CSA programs. One of the programs that I participate in is at the Reading Hospital, and this is a program that was established not only for the hospital members and for the patients who might be visiting, but also for our community. So every Wednesday, there's a program called Farm Fresh at the Reading Hospital. So Wednesdays from 2:30 to 5:30, they have designated parking spots in the 7th Avenue garage, so that you can conveniently park, exit your vehicle, walk across the breezeway, and come into the lobby of the second level doctor's office building on 7th Avenue. And there you see a display of food access to our community. You have Lancaster Farm Fresh CSA program. You have the Gayatri Wellness CSA program. You also have a farm stand from Gayatri Wellness, which supports and promotes like I said, the farmers, the products, all local, all Berks, sustainable. And then you also have Weaver's Orchard, which is one of our cooperative partners for our fruit share. And so that's just one example of different locations.
And what are some of the sample of some of the products that you can get there?
Well, if we look at this basket in front of us, this is actually a very close demonstration of what Gayatri Wellness has been offering as their winter share. So as I said, our shares are seasonal, and when we came to winter, we realized we weren't going to be able to grow strawberries and tomatoes in our fields. So we just don't have that advanced equipment. So what I put together was a share that each member could bring into their kitchen on a weekly basis and still continue to eat well and locally and sustainably. So here we have a beautiful head of red leaf romaine. This is Bib. And this is from Espen Shades. Espen Shades just started a program where they're growing hydroponically. And indoors in a controlled environment. So if I pull this up, the most fascinating thing about this, I don't know if our viewers can see this is a living head of lettuce. This root base on here, because it was grown in water, when you purchase this, take it home and put it in a little glass of water, it will continue to thrive just like this for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
Does it actually produce more lettuce in that process?
It doesn't produce more lettuce, but it sustains that energy.
Okay.
That's that nutrition, the value that's in it. When we talk about conventional lettuce, unfortunately, we don't know where it's grown. We don't know how it's grown, what it came from. And usually they're harvested, they're packed in plastic and shipped across the country. Then it gets to the warehouse. Then it gets to the grocery store. Then it gets into our baskets. Then it gets to our home. Mm-hmm. So there is a very long period of waiting before we even have access to, what's in, the piece of produce.
Yep.
So here we have something. This has been really popular lately. These are microgreens from Mr. John's Real Foods, based out of Wernersville. Cool. So right around the corner. These are sunny, so sunflower shoots. Very nutritious. They can be used in so many different ways. A lot of our restaurants are starting to use these too, so look for them. One really fascinating thing here, we've just started working with Stouts in Adamstown. Elizabeth Stout is making different products, cheeses, and artisanal breads. And so through that, we can provide those items to our members. So this cheese, actually, I think we were talking about it on the break, actually is a beer cheese. It has beer in it. Can't get any better than that.
The beer wort, right, which is the top of the beer and fermentation process, and it is unbelievable. It is the yummiest cheese I have had.
So we also have here, this is not produce, right? But this is what's been said. Now, don't quote me on this, but Berks County's best granola. This is Gayatri Wellness's granola, and we make this small batch every week. We use organic items as much as possible. We use coconut oil as the base. We try to make it as healthy as possible for you. You're still getting your nutrition and your good fats, and you have a healtty snack or a breakfast item. We also do our own canning, so we have some canned apple butter, applesauce, and we support Weaver's Orchard through that in using the local apples from the orchard that's been there and passed down in generations. Of course, we have some beautiful kale here, dinosaur kale. And again, this is just a sampling of what would come in a weekly share, we also have a dozen farm fresh eggs that were they're organic. You know, they're free range. They're fed with GMO-free corn and soy, and it really does make the difference. Like you said, not only the taste, but if you do eat eggs and you crack that egg open, you see that beautiful bright orange yolk. You're not gonna want to go out and eat other eggs that are like fake food. So again, this is the share that's currently available. To find out more information about our share, you certainly can go to our website, which is GayatriWellness.com. To find out about general shares available in Berks County, there's a couple of different resources. You can go to BARN, which is Berks Agricultural Resource Network. You can just go to Google. You can go to PASA, which is Pennsylvania's Association for Sustainable Agriculture. You can go to Mother Earth News, that has a Pennsylvania branch. So there's a lot of different ways for you to access information about CSAs based on your location, based on your dietary needs, and based on your price points.
Great. And we are doing a sustainability festival coming up on July 19th that you will be at that festival. And we will also have examples of how everybody at home can do their own sustainable gardening at this festival and get involved there. Is there anything else that you wanted to add before we wrap this great conversation up?
Well, I just want to say that sustainability is a buzzword, but it's more than that. It's our future. I'm so glad that you're doing this podcast, and anybody can be sustainable in many, many different ways. So if they continue listening to this, they're going to be able to find out how they can be sustainable in everything that they do in their lives. So thank you for doing this.
Absolutely. It's not only important for us, but for our children as well in the future. So thanks again.